and welcome to another episode of the Bass Reporter. Today we have a really exciting product on hands. It's the Ashdown Little Bastard, or Little Bastard 30, which represents the fact that it's a 30-watt amplifier. This is a very interesting product. Bass players have kind of been second citizens in a lot of ways compared to guitarists because there's less of us and we don't necessarily get all of the products that guitarists get. For example, there's all sorts of guitar amplifiers in every shape and size and every power rating from 5 watt to 150 watt that are pure tube. For bass players, pure tube amplifiers that are tube preamp and tube amplifier in the amplifier stage are actually quite rare. So the Little Bastard is actually something that we've been hoping for bassists for quite a while, a pure tube bass amplifier that's only 30 watts. The fact that guitarists get choices from 5 watts to 10 watts to 15 to 30, any configuration you could think of in any size and shape is great for them, but unfortunately we just have to look and hope one day that would occur for us. At least Ashdown has taken a step in the right direction for us bassists in introducing this new 30 watt amp. In fact, once you get to the 200 watt and higher amplifier range, Ashdown has a whole bunch of products, but certainly under 200 watts, which is not always the most practical thing for bassists, but there are definitely situations where a smaller power tube amplifier would come into play, and thankfully Ashdown created something for us bassists, a 30 watt pure tube bass amplifier. That means tubes in the preamp, tubes in the power stage. This is a particularly interesting amplifier because of the tube configuration. It uses EL84s. I have a little note here from Ashdown's chief engineer that I'd like to read to you. The design concept behind the Little Bastard 30 was to produce a recording amplifier of around 30 watts output. The EL84 tubes were chosen because they were the only viable tube available for customers to replace as and when requested. We wanted to preserve the distortion characteristics of a multi-tube amplifier, which entails having at least 2 pairs of tubes while at the same time keeping the power low. The EL84 is ideally suited for this application and has the added benefit that it works well with a cathode bias system, meaning the amplifier does not need to be taken to a technician for a tube swap and going through all the tube biasing. This allows customers to buy tubes and simply plug and play. The EL84 tubes are renowned for the soft distortion and warm tone, so we can get the results we wanted without having to blow the doors off. So there you have it. The sound of the Little Bastard is quite intriguing. I really have to say it's an aptly named product. It really is a Little Bastard in the sense that it's aggressive no matter what you're putting into it. Now what I mean by aggressive is there's a little bit of grind, a little bit of edge to everything you play. You can get clean sounds and you can easily get warm and fuzzy and nicely distorted tube tones for your bass. But even at the clean setting, it seems to be working at the high range of its potential output, and it gives it a little bit of edge. It's kind of like in a manual shift car, you're running into 3, 4, 5,000 revolutions per minute before you shift. You know you're pushing it, and even when you're playing clean, it has this very appealing edge. Obviously, it would sound fantastic with a pick. It would be great for any kind of hard rock, metal, punk, grunge, any kinds of those kinds of musics. This is really an ideally suited amplifier. It has a direct output, so of course you can then run it with a PA system to enhance the volume requirements if that's the case. But I do think, even at its power rating, with the right cabinet, you can definitely play small gigs, maybe trio, as long as the drummer and the guitarist aren't turning up too loud. I'm happy to report that the Little Bastard itself weighs 22 pounds. So a bassist can actually bring an all-tube bass amplifier out anywhere, practice, recording, small gigs. 22 pounds, easy to pick up and quite small. So now we have something new in the bass arsenal thanks to the guys at Ashdown. As far as the features, we have high and low input, we have a send and return right on the front panel, as well as mid-range bass and treble, and of course a single volume control. there are tone shifts for the three EQ ranges as well. On the back panel, there's a DI out, a full XLR DI out, I should say, and 1/4-inch jack outputs for 4 ohm and 8 ohm speaker cabinets. I have tried this with both 4 ohm and 8 ohm speakers, and I don't really hear much of a volume change. I really think that's more matching the output of the amplifier as opposed to giving you a higher power when you drop to the lower resistance. Another part of the unusual configuration of the little bastard is there is only a single volume control. It doesn't have a master gain and a master output or an input and output volume. It has just a single one. And in my use of the amplifier, that worked fine. I really didn't feel like I needed two. Additionally, there's no standby switch. When the amplifier is warmed up, it's ready for play, which can take a minute or two. And when you shut it off, you just shut it off. There's just one switch to play with. I thought originally I would be missing a standby switch, but in fact, it works fine. It's ready to play when it warms up, and then you just shut it off. Bass shift down for a cleaner sound. Bass shift up. A little more distortion. To sum it up, this is a winner. The Ashdown LB30, even before I took it out of the box, I was sold on the concept of the bassist getting a low power, all tube amplifier in a case you could carry around. I think it's a great idea, and I hope Ashdown is wildly successful with it and they come out with other lower and mid power versions of this. The sound is edgy, but that kind of aggressiveness is perfect for modern popular music of all types. And it even gets a pretty good clean setting. So at 22 pounds, at a little over $800 in the United States, this is a tremendous asset for any bassist's arsenal, and highly recommended. This is Marty, the Bass Reporter, signing off for now. Thanks for watching.